to another episode of Ball Boys Podcast. Today we're here with Eduardo again, and it was a quiet match week until today. We had the Manchester Derby, which was a great game. Unfortunately, I didn't watch it in time, but I did watch the highlights back, and I'm not gonna lie, that was an embarrassing performance from United.
As
Um,
usual.
I was gonna say, yeah, as usual, but look, the last episode we were talking about Zum potentially getting top four. If you're dropping
Yeah.
stinkers like that, like
We said that, and then the next game they proved us wrong.
yeah, like
You never know with United, bro.
and this is like a game where Arsenal and Liverpool were going for United. Usually, that's your biggest rival. You know what I mean? You are not supporting United, and in this
Yeah.
current moment, you need United to get points, especially against City. Um, it's just an embarrassing performance. Um, where did it go wrong? I don't even know because United is a mess. I
I'm
can't
a.
really.
I have
Go
an
ahead.
interesting take here.
Go ahead.
I might get cooked, or like this. This could easily be me being a hater because I'm a. I wake up and hate. I hate on
Yeah,
United.
you
I
do.
hate on City. I hate on Chelsea. I wake up and hate. So this could be fueled by that. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Rashford is the reason they lost that game. And I'll say this. First goal banger. I'll
Yeah,
give it that. Um, like yes, it was a banger. I don't know if he would ever do that again. There was maybe perhaps a little bit of luck in that strike, but I say he costed them the game because first, just the amount of chances that he missed. Like
hmm
he had that free run against Walker.
yeah,
Any striker can easily take that header that forward and keep going, and then you're one
hmm
on one with the goalie. He had that chance to completely fumble that. In general, Walker pocketed the shit out of him. He had this other opportunity right on the edge, close to the goal. He didn't even hit the ball. He completely missed. It was an embarrassment. Um, Next chance, he was through close to the goal against Walker again. Walker was a little bit behind him. He could have had a clear chance at the goal, but no. First thing he gets touched, he drops on the ground, and then City counter, and it's 1-0. So it could have gone anywhere from like 2-3-0 United because of Rashford to 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. I felt like Rashford threw that game. And in general, he's so lazy. His work rate is so bad. His
yeah,
shooting is bad. He's
yeah,
been bad for a while. Like he was good for United couple seasons ago. He was amazing. He was a baller. He hasn't been that player for a long time now, and they keep playing him. He keeps taking those high wages. Like he's just a waste to United. And so yeah, he scored that goal today, but I think in general he was horrendous. Like
yeah. Aside from that goal, it's one of like a really bad performance. The goal's gonna outweigh his performance at times, and that you can say that with a lot of players, not just Rashford in the league. Like a lot of their stats hide their performances, while you got players. We'll get to him eventually, but Foden, who doesn't need goals or assists to have an impact in the game. You know what I mean? And those are the type of player you call generational. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
and I feel like
Rashford's a very system player. The fact that last season the system worked for him perfectly. I don't know what's going on right now. There's a lot of shit going at United that not even United fans know what the fuck is going on. You
yeah.
know, so you could just tell something isn't right there. Whether it's they're obviously gonna blame the owners every time, but when are they gonna actually just take accountability and be like, yeah, we're just shit. Simple
It's
as that.
just so poor. Like the defense is, it's such a mess. There's no understanding between the players. In general, as a fan watching outside, like I don't know, man. Like I said this in the group chat, it's the 70th or something minute. You need a win. You need a draw. Anthony comes in. That's where I'm turning off the TV, man. Like it's just whack. Onana had a good game, but then that also brings the
Yeah,
fact that like the inconsistency is insane. You either have a really good game or you're complete dog shit. Like
yeah.
it's so bad at United. I hate it watching that game. Like I don't know how United fans do it. day in and day out. Um, yeah, and, and like on the City side, um, Walker was huge. I think Walker had a really good game.
Hmm.
Even I would say Rashford probably wasn't the hardest person to defend,
No, fuck
but
no.
he was solid in general. Foden without the goals, he still would have been probably man of the match. Um, always getting involved. As a Foden hater, he was creating everywhere. He was everywhere. That was a genius performance on his side.
Yeah,
Um, Holland, he's been poor. He has that miss was
that first half
horrible.
was that first half was shaky.
He just I don't know. This man doesn't show up in big games. I've been saying it. He he'll go and abuse Luton in the FA Cup, and then he'll ghost United. Yes, he had a goal today, but
It was in
I don't
the
know,
what
man.
94th minute, some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So the game was busy over. United and United gave that goal. Honestly, Amrabat, what the fuck was that? And yo, you know what's crazy? Because as certified haters here, we just love watching United fans just cry over everything. You know what I mean? Because they ruined the league for years. They ruined the league for years. And they're finally getting that revenge. Or like we're finally getting our revenge as like neutral fans. Like yo, fuck United. Simple as that. But all summer, it's literally like this every summer. Last summer they were crying for Anthony. They got Anthony. Dog shit. This summer they were crying for Amrabat, and what turns out to be dog shit. As simple as
One of the
that. They start
worst
hating him,
signings I've ever seen.
and he's only alone. He's only
Yeah.
alone. I think alone with an option to buy some shit like that. But the fact that they were twerking that body for him, and now they're like, "Yo, get him out my club." That's these motherfuckers. They're worse than Chelsea fans. I said it. They worse than Chelsea fans. They are spoiled. They are spoiled. They are spoiled. So, um, yeah, it was. I don't even know what to say about United. It's very embarrassing. But City, on the other hand, is just another City performance. Honestly,
However, the thing about that is like it was kind of left again by City to like last minute. Like the second goal was 81st. They trailed the first half.
hmm
Liverpool, the thing that I'm noticing with Liverpool and City, and this was Arsenal last season, those last minute goals are not always going to come. They're not always going to,
true.
that is not sustainable. So we've been seeing them the past couple games. Like, are they going to fall? Are they going to fall? No, they pull through at the very end. I don't know if that's going to last for long. There's 11 games left this season.
Uh, I think look, it can't you can't always rely on last minute goals to save you, or a player off the bench. Yeah, yeah, those types of players are crucial in a season in a team, whether you're in the Champions League or in the league. But I feel like City's team is too stacked not to think that they can't pull something off. You know,
I I agree, but like all that Arsenal or Liverpool need to take advantage of that is for City to slip up a single game.
I
Slip
mean,
up
if I
two
it,
slip
it could
up
go
two
either.
games. Two games, it's GG's. It's cooked.
I mean, you can say the
And
same thing for
for
Liverpool and Arsenal.
true, but
Yeah, so
for the squad that City has, I I would be disappointed at the fact that the last game, I think it was like 1-0 Brentford. This game struggled against United. Even the game before, also against Brentford, struggle 1-1 against Chelsea. Liverpool, same case, 1-0 Forest. Um, I forget the other fixtures, but I I'm just waiting for it to happen because it's really not sustainable. I saw that with my club last season. I loved those games where we won it last minute, but it was the worst thing ever. And when we stopped winning those last minute, that's where we lost the league.
yeah.
Uh,
The only difference I would say is City have the experience more than that Arsenal squad last season. You can't lie, that Arsenal squad very young and not ready.
yeah,
I mean, this season, they might be ready for those type of games. I don't think last season they were ready. That's why you know people can say, "Oh, Saliba being injured is the reason why Arsenal didn't win the league." In my opinion, even with Saliba, I think the team would have still crumbled because regardless, Saka was a performance and other big players weren't performing. Um, So yeah, I think City. It can happen. City can crumble and not rely on those last minute chances. But just knowing City and their players and how Pep mind works, something's gonna happen. So they're gonna pull something out the bag eventually. Like the City Chelsea game, I honestly thought, just we'll pull something through, and then Rodri with his signature last minute outside the box finish. It's there's always something. It's the same thing with Liverpool when they were winning the league. They had Origi off the bench. He's gonna do something. Origi isn't even that good of a
Yeah.
player, but I don't know what it was. Something always worked. Something always worked. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I
uh,
feel like it also depends on the club that you're playing. Like the
yeah,
recent clubs, like they don't take advantage of the chances that some other clubs might. Like being all like trying to be as unbiased as possible. The way City has been playing against the way Arsenal has been playing, like Arsenal could put three on the back if we take advantage of like the chances that City has been giving the other teams. A
yeah,
team that is a little more critical would completely bury them.
yeah.
I
I
think
would
they've
say, I would say Arsenal defense this season is way better than City's. Like there's very you could counter against City, and like let's say you have a really skillful, fast winger, you could cook Walker, and no disrespect to Walker, in my opinion, best right back in Prem history, but he's coming. Age is getting to him, you know. Sterling is having a shit season. Those two games against City, he he cooked him. He cooked him. Simple as that. And those are the type of players you kind of need in these title runs. So when it comes to the City Arsenal game, which will be big, not just for City and Arsenal, also for Liverpool, it'll be big to see what happens. I think Arsenal could put something through, but I wouldn't go into that game too confident. You
Oh,
know,
I'm not going in. Well, I'm confident
you can
about
be
my team.
confident, but
Yeah.
don't expect yeah easy
I'm
five
not
nil
expecting like
easy
a three
5-0.
zero or whatever.
Y'all
Yeah.
gonna have to grind for that. Y'all gonna
Yeah.
have to grind for that. It ain't easy.
I agree.
All right. Did we miss anything else? But you think United would have performed better if they didn't have injuries? Because that's what some people are saying. But in my opinion, even with the players they have, they'll still be in the same situation they are.
They'd still be shit. I think as a fan in general, I'm glad that United keeps winning, losing, so that they keep Ten Hag as a rival and
Yeah,
as
I
a
mean,
United hater. But I don't think injuries would have made a difference at all. Like who is gonna step up for them? Huge for a game like this.
the only player that comes to mind, only two players come to mind, and that's Martinez and underrated take, but Maguire. Maguire
Like
when he got
when he
when they
plays,
told him to
yeah.
show
But
up, he's showed up. I'm not gonna lie. When it's time to show up, he shows up. Um, I
I
think.
just in
Go ahead,
those
go ahead, go.
cases, like Maguire, I I have a hard time trusting him for good reasons.
Yeah, yeah,
He
for
does he does step up, but you never know what you're gonna get with him. Either absolute huge dog shit,
yeah,
or this brother is pulling fucking Maldini performance.
yeah,
Um, or and when it comes to the butcher, he's too reckless for me, man. Like I feel like he could likely give away a penalty or something that would cost the game or a red card. I don't know. To me, when I envision him, that's kind of like the idea that I have somebody reckless who might throw away a game. He might be a
uh,
little bit more of a secure player to have in defense, but when you're going against a player like Holland or De Bruyne or something, I don't know. It's hard to trust that guy. And the way like I felt like United like it's a general all around problem. It's not just the defense. Like if you throw in those two center backs, you are still not scoring those goals. Rashford is still thunder cunting those balls into fucking France. Like
yeah,
you're still not winning those games for that reason as well. So I feel like I don't know.
yeah. Because even with the players they have injured, what their so-called forwards, Martial, Mount, Hoyland. none of them are creators, and none of them can create something out of nothing. You know, and these are the type of games where you got to create something out of nothing, and that's literally what happened in their goal. Onana launched it. Uh, City's defense slept because they thought it was offside. Bruno hold up the play, little side pass. He just hits it one time.
Yeah.
That was literally a play out of nothing. And I don't think those players could do anything like that. Especially
Yeah.
when they signing a player like Mal. One, he's been injured most of the season. Even when he does play, nothing. And I told a lot of United fans that was gonna happen, and they all laughed at us, saying that we let him go for this and that. We're a joke of a club. We let him go for a reason. We let him go for a reason. Yeah, when he was at my club, obviously I'm gonna try to support him, but I do know his flaws, and his flaws is are pretty big and not United solutions. So, but I don't even know what United could do to fix their problem. Honestly,
I think Ronaldo was right. They start
yeah,
from the foundation, the gyms, everything.
yeah.
Like
But some people laugh at that because they think, oh, just because you build a new gym, that's not gonna build
that's
something.
part. I mean, the gym is it's part of it, but that's part of a whole. Like you don't
Yeah,
invest in the club appropriately,
yeah,
and I think that shows because every team, like the club, every club, the sport, everything is evolving,
hmm
and a team, a club as big as Man United, you would expect them to follow that as well, and it hasn't been the case.
the stadium's falling apart.
Yeah, so
So
it needs more than just a squad change, a mentality change. It needs more than just like a new manager. Similar to Chelsea, like it's the
yeah,
foundation of it all.
hmm
Because it's more than like Chelsea has been bad for 2 seasons or so.
yeah. Not now 2 seasons.
United has been bad for a long time now.
Yeah, they just be scraping wins. Like they'll
Yeah.
probably get top six, maybe scrape top four, or even like this seasons where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer they got second place, or even with Jose, those still weren't convincing United squads. City still walked away with the league easily in those seasons. Wow, they just oof. There's times that they just have certain players that will save him, like Ronaldo in that first season. He came back. Bruno, his first season, he was going crazy. Martial at 1.1 season. Rashford last season was doing pretty good. Right now, nobody is doing good. Not even Casemiro, who is a legend of the game.
Him or
You know,
Varane.
yeah, and Varane too. Dog
Like
shit, dog
that's how
shit.
you know that's how you know shit is bad when you're bringing some of the most experienced, most successful players into the club and they're still shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
Like
deeper. It's deeper than just a squad or a manager.
yeah, because it's a complete opposite at Chelsea. Like United have the experience, they have the players, you know, to succeed, and supposedly, a top manager. Chelsea don't have that. We have a lot of a lot of young players. We have the youngest team in the league. The biggest thing that's lacking is a proper manager and experience in the squad. None of these players, besides a few, have probably played some of the biggest games in football. Some of them are still not even 21. You know what I mean? So I think United do have to go in that same approach because they already have the experience. They just gotta make the right choices. Simple as that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But while that still doesn't happen, I'm
yeah,
enjoying the shit. I am enjoying this.
I'm glad. We love it. We love it. We love it. Okay. Um. So that's the only big game this week. Um. Prediction for tomorrow: Arsenal Sheffield.
4 or 5. I'm I'm not like I was looking at the stats recently. Sheffield has conceded like 16 goals the past 5 games.
Woo,
Arsenal has scored 19.
woo.
We're on complete opposite ends, and we're looking for some momentum going to the return uh, leg of the second leg of the Champions League. So I think
Yeah.
even though at the interview Arteta said Sheffield are a difficult squad, I don't know why he said that. I think it's just a respectful thing to say.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
expecting for it not to be complicated. I mean, knock on
It,
wood. I don't want to jinx us because every time I speak on something, I get jinxed. I've stopped talking to the group chat because I'm tired of this shit. But I wouldn't expect to be a complicated match at all. I think this is one of those where we shouldn't really, obviously, take it seriously, but shouldn't be a high stress.
mhm.
So I'm
Okay,
gonna say I'm going for the clean sheet, and I'm going for four
should be.
goals. 4 goals, and because I captained my star boy, 3 from him.
He has to score because Watkins scored 2 goals, bro. And I've been
Yeah,
captaining Watkins the past few weeks, bro. And every time I captain, he don't do fucking shit, bro.
yeah. My
So
FPL is depending upon my star boy. So
watch him drop a stinker, bro. I just see it.
nah,
I see
nah,
it. I see it, bro.
nah. He won't.
Sheffield 2-1. I'm calling
Nope.
it. All right. Um, let's talk about Champions League. I wanted to do this last episode, but we didn't be able to record with no problem. So, I'm gonna give you the results from in case you forgot. So you have Leipzig, Real Madrid 1-0, Man City and Copenhagen, Man City 3-1, Bayern Munich, Lazio 1-0, PSV and Dortmund 1-1, Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid 1-0 Inter, PSG Real Sociedad 2-0 PSG, Napoli and Barcelona 1-1, and the best game I ever saw in my life, Porto Arsenal 1-0. Let's start from Leipzig and Madrid 1-0. Who you think? Well, we I think we both agreed that Madrid is gonna go through.
I think Madrid is gonna go through. I think um, not that Madrid depends on him, but I believe Bellingham was out for that game.
Yeah,
Um,
I believe so.
so I think Madrid being at home, having I think a full squad, other than obviously like Courtois and Alaba and such, um, I think they should be rather. I wouldn't say comfortable, but I think they should have this maybe like a 2-0, 2-1,
Yeah.
and be able to just seal that.
Okay.
Like PSV,
Yeah.
I mean Leipzig in general though has a really good squad. Xavi Simons
Hmm.
is having a great season, but I think Madrid are just really overpowered.
Yeah, I think the experience of the Champions League, obviously,
Having
Madrid is
Ancelotti as your
yeah
yeah,
14-time champions. In a game like this, I'll be surprised if Leipzig goes through. No disrespect to Leipzig, it's
it's
just being
Madrid, bro.
realistic. It's just being realistic. Especially just now, Real Madrid got robbed against Valencia
Oh,
on
they're
last
mad.
minute, so
Yeah,
they're on smoke.
yeah.
So Leipzig might be their leg back. So um, do you think Madrid will make it to the final? Is one question. I mean, we'll get to that later on in the season,
Depends if they
but
play Arsenal. I'm not even fucking with you. I'm not even fucking with you.
all right. But what if they get a team like I don't know
If we play
Inter?
Arsenal, tell Bellingham to come outside.
He gonna be outside like this, wait for you. I mean, I don't know. You were talking about if they face Arsenal. Is Arsenal getting into the next round? That's the real question, though.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay,
But
we'll get to that.
I will say my top three for the Champions League are Madrid, City, and Arsenal.
Hmm.
So
I think it's
if
fair.
they get to the final, it would be completely unsurprising. If anything, Madrid is always expected to make at least semifinal.
Every year, every year,
Yeah,
every year. All right. Obviously, Madrid goes through for us. City, Copenhagen, 3-1. I mean, of course,
yeah,
City.
yeah. It's kind of a given. There's really nothing to add there.
The only Manchester club Copenhagen could be is United. And it happened. So
Bottom of the group.
can never be Chelsea. Can never be Chelsea. Can never be Arsenal, right?
Never be Arsenal.
Can never be us.
Uh-uh.
Not too much about to say about them. Obviously, Manchester City. We already spoke about them in the United game. It's Man City. Simple as that. Um, who will come crucial when in these next few Champions League games? I think it will have to be. Obviously Foden, but KDB. Um, in the Prem, he's been decent, but he could pull off performances like he did against Luton.
Yeah,
That Luton performance, bro, that motherfucker
unreal,
was tweaking.
unreal.
Motherfucker was tweaking.
That link up KDB and Holland, that specifically that game, unreal,
Yeah, yeah.
unplayable.
I think the reason it clicked so well, one, Luton were playing a high line against City. Don't know why. Don't know why. The best thing to do against City, yo, hit that low block. Drop as many defenders as you can against them. Put bodies on Holland. You put a body on Holland, especially a strong body, yo,
Put
you can
Saliba
you
on
can you can
Holland, and
keep him.
Holland is not even moving, bro.
That's exactly what Saliba and Gabriel do. They are physical as fuck with him. Yo, he
Yeah, I don't
tries
know
running
what
through
I don't
them.
know
They're like,
what Luton
nah.
were thinking. I think it was just because it was a cup game, and I guess it doesn't matter that much. But Luton went really stupidly into that game.
Lewin could pull off a result. I mean, we said it all season. Kenilworth Road is dangerous. And look, it happened in the Villa game just now. Villa was winning 2-0. And we're like, damn, I think Lewin not that dangerous no more at home. And then what they do in the second half? Cook.
I said that's
But
what I mean. I jinxed it. I said it in the group chat, and then 2-2 pisses me off.
I mean, Villa ended up getting a result, but that's just Villa being a better team, in
Yeah,
my opinion. Lewin does get unlucky. I mean, but they could pull off something. So, and this type of game like Copenhagen, they could pull off something. It's because City's playing does play a high line. Put a skillful fast winger on Walker, you might cook something. Or I don't know, maybe Ruben Diaz could pull off a mistake, something like that.
yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I won't count Copenhagen out, but I won't be surprised if City smacks them the second leg. Let's
yeah,
be honest, you
yeah.
know. All right, next game, Lazio Bayern Munich. This one shocked me. I'm not gonna lie. I think Lazio will still make it through,
I think so
even
too.
because this Bayern team, at beginning of the season, I think Bayern was favorites to win, especially with Kane on a goal fest. But past month, dog shit, very very dog shit, especially for Bayern standards. Like people are saying, oh, if Kane doesn't win the league with Bayern this season, Xabi Alonso might leave, so he could win it next season. But the fact that it took you 2 seasons to win the Bundesliga with Bayern, that's embarrassing as fuck, in my opinion. Yo, that in my opinion, that's the easiest league to win something in, easier than the League On, because in League On you at least got Marseille, you at least got Lyon, you at least got Nice, you at least got some teams that will give you some competition. Bundesliga, a lot of these teams are not giving you competition. If anything, they're feeding to Bayern. So
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree. Bayern have been poor. I think in the Champions League, they I might get cooked. They did in the group chat. I mean, in the group stage, they did get like 15 points or 16 points, but the wins were still not very convincing to me. Like
yeah,
the 1-0 at United, there was the Galatasaray one, 2-1 against Copenhagen. Um, I don't think they've been the scary Bayern that every year people talk about.
hmm
And like in the first game, I don't think they had a single shot on target. They had shots. I don't think they had a single one on target though. They've been pretty poor, and I think Lazio hasn't been the greatest either. But I don't know. Compared based on last game, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull it off. Um, I guess it'll depend on how well they can hold themselves and how the quality of their counterattacks. Because I know Bayern's probably going to go at him from the start. And so
they should.
all that it might take is for one mistake from Bayern, a flop from Kane. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of expecting Lazio to make it through. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
Which I would love. I
Uh,
would love for Kane to go trophyless.
we all would love that as certified haters. I think Lazio will pull through, whether it's a 0-0 or another 1-0. Just because I don't see I mean, if it's one bad result, I get it, but the fact that it's been recurring results that have been very bad, it's kind of like I kind of expect them to lose. I'm not gonna lie. If they were on a win streak and then they just happened to lose this one game, I really wouldn't think too much of it.
Yeah,
But I just think the main thing was gonna happen. I think Kane's gonna ghost again, and people might cook me for this, but I think Kane ghosts too much in big games. That's just my opinion.
yeah,
Uh, the only times he's really performed against like top clubs is when teams are vulnerable, in my opinion. Like, I mean, you could say some Chelsea games, some Arsenal games. Most of the time, those are times when like our clubs were in vulnerable positions. Same against United, or I mean, City. Spurs always beat City. I don't know why that happens, but that
at
just
home,
happens.
yeah,
Yeah, that just happens. But we've seen it many times. Even when like they Spurs been in finals, he does nothing. He does nothing. Yeah, you can say, oh, Spurs aren't at the level as the team they're facing, whether that was Liverpool in the Champions League or City in the Carabao Cup. Regardless, you're so called the best striker in the world, as people say. You don't do shit for 90 minutes. Just saying. So
yeah.
you
His World Cup penalty is still in my backyard, bro.
oh that another game like that. Yeah, he scored the first one. Yeah, but what else did he do in the game? He didn't do shit.
Yeah,
Saka and Foden were running that game. Kane didn't do shit.
yeah. He's poor. He's poor.
The most dangerous player in that England squad was Saka in that World Cup. Maybe you could say Rashford off the bench, but Saka was their main guy, and he was cooking, and Kane let him down. And not just this previous World Cup, 2018 World Cup too. All he had to do was quick pass to Sterling. Nah, he shot it right at the keeper. Idiot, idiot. But we're gonna take Lazio into the next round. Um, this next game, I'm honestly, I really don't know, but it's PSV versus Dortmund, tied 1-1. Just because I know more of Dortmund, I'm just gonna say Dortmund. Honestly,
I mean, that's a hard one because I think for me, a big factor is Dortmund are going to be at home. And if
yeah,
one thing football fans know is Signal Iduna Park is scary. That yellow
yeah.
wall is no fucking joke.
Many big clubs in the Champions League have lost there. Many.
But what I will say though is Dortmund have been relatively poor in the Bundesliga, which is a whack league. And PSV, even though I think that Bundesliga is better than the Eredivisie, PSV have completely dominated. Like the squad
Yeah.
that they have this season is damn good, and they've been good in the Champions League as well. Like
Hmm.
when I don't think Arsenal had much of a hard time against them, um, but like they were a good team. It wasn't easy, and they've been playing well. I would not be surprised if they pull it off. Especially like Luke De Jong. He kind of like just always scores. Like in those games, he always scores. He's a big dude. Just send him across, and he's gonna put it in the back of the net. Um, I kind of want to say PSV. Uh,
That's not crazy to say. That's not crazy to say.
yeah, just because like I don't know. I've been watching the Bundesliga a little bit just because of Leverkusen and my hate for Kane and him not getting a trophy. And
That's real hate right
from
there.
what I've seen from
I'm not even
Dortmund,
watching
it's just
Bundesliga.
from what I've seen from Dortmund, it's unexciting. It's not the Dortmund that we know. And while
Yeah.
I'm scared about PSV going to the Dortmund stadium, uh, I think they have a good squad, and I think they could pull it off. So I'm gonna go with PSV.
Yeah. I mean, I could sort of agree because PSV only has two losses this season. It was Arsenal in the group stage, and then Feyenoord in one of the Dutch cups. So they're still undefeated in the league.
Yeah,
So
they're undefeated in the league. It's crazy.
and nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about it because it's not as big of a league as the others. But the only reason I'm edging Dortmund is because Dortmund is home. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that I mean, yeah, this game is gonna be good.
it's
That
gonna be
game
a
is
good
gonna
game.
be
That is
yeah.
definitely gonna be a good game.
All right. Fuck, I'll go with you. I'll say PSV as well. Fuck it, PSV go through. All right, next game, Inter and Atletico Madrid. This one is also gonna be a good game.
Good,
Atletico
good
at home.
game.
Atletico at home.
I'm
Oof.
gonna say Inter. Atletico have been kind of poor, bro. They just lost 3-0 against Bilbao, and it was a cup game and whatever. But the past 5 games, Atleti has lost 2 and tied 1. Um, I don't think they've been great. Inter, 5 games, 5 wins in a row. They've been solid. They're
Top of the league.
chilling at the top of Serie A. I think they're 12
Lautaro's
points
on
ahead
fire.
with a game in hand. Lautaro, how many goals did he have? Like 17?
Yeah. I think he's either at 20 or close to 20.
Yeah, he's completely balling. So even though Atleti's at home, I think Inter still gonna go through.
Yeah, yeah, because the Atletico at home is dangerous, but
They just need to if they lock in Griezmann, they're good. Because
yeah,
Griezmann in big games, he'll pull through. He'll do it.
he'll pull every time.
So
He'll pull through every time.
they just gotta lock him in.
Even when he's not like performing shit, he'll pull through in big games.
Yeah,
I've seen it at Barca. He was not good at Barca, but those big games, he'll always pull through. I'll take Inter in this game as well. I mean, top of the league, they're on fire. Easily Inter win this game, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be easy for them, but I think it's easy to say that they'll win.
yeah.
Um, because Atletico, that's a bloodbath right there every time.
Oh yeah, there's
I
gonna be
think.
red cards.
Oh, I want it. I want it. I want fights. I want pushing. I want face to face. I want choking. I want it all. I want studs in the air. I want that. I need that.
With Atleti, you know that's gonna happen every game.
Yeah. I have Inter as my dark horse to win the Champions League. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they
Is it
made
a
it to the
dark
final
horse?
last. I mean, you named the three favorites already, and let's be honest, they weren't favorites to win in the beginning of the season. Yeah, they made it to the final, but they had I'm not gonna lie, they had an easy run to the final
Yeah.
compared to like City. City had to grind their ass to the final. Um, but I think they could still make the final again, and it's not crazy to say that they could win it this year.
Fair.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, next game, PSG and Real Sociedad. PSG is up 2-0 into the second.
I think it's cooked. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's cooked. I think the yeah, I mean Sociedad also like the past 5 games they've only won a single game.
Mm-hmm.
Just being up 2-0 already. PSG has had a pretty decent past couple of games. I think 3 wins in a row. Um, and with somebody like Mbappe up top, like I think it's cooked. I think Paris is going to go through. I mean,
Is he
so
gonna play, or is he gonna
could
be
could be a
in the
close
crowd?
game. Could be a close game, but I don't think Sociedad is gonna beat the 2 goal deficit. It's not
Nah,
gonna happen.
I'd be surprised if they do. Not no disrespect to Sociedad, they're a good team, but uh, I don't see a way. I don't see how they could beat PSG, and this isn't even a good PSG team.
Yeah,
From watching them play, they're mediocre as fuck. Dembele, a flop this season. And I rate Dembele. I rate Dembele. He's
yeah.
been a flop this year. Only 1 goal this season. So, and is Mbappe even going to play? Is he going to be in the crowd again at halftime?
I hate
We
that
don't
guy,
know.
bro. I said this before. I hate that guy so much. Who do you think you are?
He's
Pisses
him.
me off. He's not him. He is not him. Pisses me off.
nah, what made it worse? You're in the tunnels on the phone, full fit. Like, bro, it's halftime. What the fuck?
Pisses me
What
off.
the hell? Like at least stay in the locker room, or at least leave the stadium. Like if you left the stadium, I'm not all right. I'm not staying. I would have done the same thing and leave. But nah, you said I'm going up. and I'm chilling up there, and everybody gonna see me.
Yeah, I hate that
That's
guy, man.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
Will they let
PSG
that
got
slide
it.
at Madrid? I don't think that. They
I
probably
hope
would let him.
if he
They
goes to
probably would
Madrid,
let him
I
try.
think he's gonna get humbled because that shit's not gonna fly at Madrid.
I don't know. I think part of me says he will get humbled, but at the same time, I'm like Madrid are very like, bro. They're very what's the word? I mean, you're a Madrid fan. You should know. Yeah, don't deny, don't deny, don't deny, don't deny, don't deny. You were. If you like Ronaldo, everybody was a Madrid fan. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean the thing why I'm saying this because I mean I don't mean like he's gonna get humbled, like he's gonna have a hard time or a bad time at Madrid. I think he's gonna get humbled in the sense that a team is a team. Like this
Yeah,
isn't PSG. This isn't Mbappe FC. Like Madrid is way bigger than Mbappe will ever be.
yeah,
Um, and especially if Ancelotti like stays or whatever, like Madrid always has a strong system where the team is together, and Mbappe is the opposite of that. So I think he's going to get humbled in the sense that the world doesn't revolve around you. If you want to win a Champions League, Madrid knows what you need to win that, and you're going to have to adjust that. You're going to have to change your personality. Like
yeah,
like Bellingham is the prime example of this. He not to say that he was ever like all about him or whatever, but like he fit in so perfectly because he's a system player. Like he works extremely well with others, and that's where you
yeah,
need to succeed. That's why he's been super successful.
yeah, yeah.
So
That is true. I do agree with that because a club like Madrid, they're not successful for no reason. They're not successful because of money or investors. None of that. They're successful because of the history and how they run a club. This is the same club that got rid of all their best players, and they're like, "Nah, we don't give a fuck. You want to leave? You can leave. Madrid will move on without you." And this is and also the fans as well. This is the same fan base that would boo Ronaldo, boo Bale, boo Benzema, boo Vinny. They don't care if you're not performing to their level to the level you should be. You gonna hear it. But I feel like there's this small core of fans that no matter what, Mbappe could do no wrong. You know, because he's Mbappe, and he's meant to be at Madrid, and that's why they've been chasing him for the past few seasons. You know, are like, oh, he's the heir to Ronaldo, some shit like that. There's certain fans that see in that, like not all fans, like true fans will know, like yeah, that shit is not gonna slide here at all. Like if you're not acting or performing to the standards, immediately they're gonna be like, you gotta go.
yeah,
Because people are gonna be like, oh, like sometimes Vinny's arrogant. Yeah, but Vinny's working his ass off. Like even as as someone that likes Barca and hates Madrid at times, I I could respect and the hustle and work he puts in. Because Vinny wasn't off the rip, he wasn't a good player. There was that time Benzema was even saying, "Yo, he's playing against us in the tunnel. Like, don't pass him the ball." And then boom, he hit it right off. What was it? 2021, 2022, and he hasn't turned back since. He's been, and that's the how you should be, you know, because those few seasons that he was poor, fans were at his neck, and now you know
yeah,
he is the way he is. So yeah, PSG go through. I don't know how we turned into Madrid, but
yeah.
that's crazy. All right, this next one is actually going to be a big game. Napoli, Barca.
Huh.
I have Napoli going through.
Same, especially Pedri getting injured.
That hurt. That
Yeah,
hurt.
well, that's what happens when you play this teenager, this 20-year-old 70 times in a calendar year.
Yeah, he was 18. He played what Euros, and then he played a whole season, then Euros, then the Olympics, and then immediately back into the new season.
Does yeah, it's a problem.
And
But
he's been dealing with injuries since.
even though, yeah, Napoli has been underperforming, way underperforming. They lost to Juventus, I think, 2-1 today or yesterday.
Hmm.
I think Barca has been really poor. and losing
Yeah,
clarity
even though
is
they're
also
getting
huge.
results, they still been poor. They haven't been surprising. Like their
Yeah,
climate, they're still. I'm not gonna say that they're out of the title race because it's only like what I think 8 points, which isn't a big gap, but I don't see Madrid dropping off as bad as them. So
yeah. No,
you know,
it might. I don't know. I'm gonna say this might be a boring game, but
watching it was a boring game. I mean, the next game we're gonna talk about was even more boring, but this game was boring because they were both having it at the same time, and I was flipping between. And I'm like, both these games are boring as
yeah.
hell. But I feel Napoli will be able to pull something through. No De Jong, no Pedri, no Ferran Torres. Who else is out? João Felix just came back from injury. He's not. You don't expect him to do anything. Lewandowski, nobody's feeding him. Don't expect him to
You
do
can't
anything.
rely on a 16-year-old either.
Exactly, bro. And
He's
he's not
great.
gonna.
He's amazing,
He
but
potential, but he's gonna be inconsistent. You just gotta accept that.
yeah,
You just gotta accept that. Once he gets to the age of like 22, 23, all right, then we can start talking about yo. You gotta perform every single week. But for right now, yo, he's gonna fuck up. He's gonna fuck up. Let him fuck up. Yeah, but that's just my opinion, and that's how he learns. But yeah, that's literally I don't see a way Barca wins it. I'll be surprised if they go through. Just because Napoli aren't good this season, they're just gonna rely on Osimhen to show up. Simple as that. Right now, Osimhen is a better striker than Lewandowski. No disrespect to Lewa in his career, but he's just not him right now. So,
yeah, yep.
uh,
I agree.
it'll be another boring game. It's gonna be another 1-0 or even a 2-1 if there's goals. Might be crazy to say. I think it'll be another 1-1. Go to extra time, maybe even penalties. If it goes to
I
penalties,
wouldn't be surprised either. Yeah.
if it goes to penalties, maybe Barca could pull through because they have a better keeper. Um, that's about it. But yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only, yeah. If it goes to pens, probably Barca go through. But that's the only way I see it. Um, so yeah. So the next game, I was borderline falling asleep. This game, yo.
It was a
Porto
shit
versus
game. It was a
until the
shit game.
last minute. The last minute, yo, hit me like a Red Bull. Oh my god. Porto versus Arsenal. Porto up 1-0 into the second leg. What we saying, Ed? What we saying? Wait. Before we go into the second leg, give me your thoughts on the first leg. Oh, I
My
loved it.
first, I have many thoughts. First, I want to completely disrespect Porto. That was a shit game.
mm.
The way they approached it. You motherfuckers are pussies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say how it is. They from the jump, straight up lockdown. Park the fucking bus from the jump. And then every time an Arsenal player would touch him, they would flop. It was the most annoying game I've ever seen. And the worst part is Arsenal, like, they just fell for that. I think that's where the inexperience showed. They kind of just fell
hmm
for that. And zero shots on target. Like, we just fell for that lockdown. We weren't creating, there wasn't movement happening.
Shit.
It was just extremely frustrating game. And then the goal, there could be a lot of people to blame. But in that goal, what I don't understand was why Raya was so far from his line, bro. You know your ass is 5'3". Why are you so far off your line? Like when I saw that shot going, it was a great shot. It was a great goal.
Yo,
But
beautiful.
you stay on your line, I could save that. I'm gonna save my fucking ass on that line, and I'm saving that shit because it wasn't a high shot. It wasn't upper 90. It was completely savable if
It
you
dipped. It
stay on
dipped.
your line. Um, so yeah, it was really frustrating, and then just in general, not creating anything. Um, I did not like that game. I think Jorginho should have started. Honestly, um,
Over who?
what was the lineup? Over
I'll
Havertz.
tell you the lineup. It was well for midfield. It was Havertz, Rice, and
Yeah,
Odegaard. Trossard as striker, Martinelli in
I would
offense.
have I would have put Jorginho over Havertz in midfield and then move Havertz up.
I mean that. All right. That does make sense. I've been telling you, play Havertz as
That
striker,
that is the
and you'll
best.
perform.
That is the best formation that has been working for us.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
and I think at home, I'm already mad because I know Porto's going to have the same approach. They're complete lockdown from the very start. Um, but I think hopefully we go with that formation and the way that we've been creating and scoring. I think we should be able to pull it. Like I am a little bit afraid that Porto just beat Benfica 5-0, a huge
Yeah.
statement, abusive win. But the way Arsenal have been playing and how much I love my club, I have full confidence about this game. I don't think it's a matter of if, I think it's a matter of when the first goal goes in. Because when that first goal goes in,
Hmm.
if it's in the 89th minute, fuck. But
Yeah.
if it's in the 10th minute or in the first half in general, Porto are gonna have to start attacking, and I think that's where they're gonna fall. Because that
Yeah.
park the bus shit is not gonna fly if we score early on. Because once you have Porto attacking, that's where we'll take advantage. Martinelli takes advantage of that. Saka takes advantage of that space. Because that's what happened at Porto. They didn't have that space. Saka couldn't take advantage of that. Martinelli couldn't take advantage of that. So I think it's
Hmm.
crucial when we score that first goal, and when we do, that's where we'll get a good result. More goals.
Yeah. Um. Even though Porto did defend their ass off, I am gonna say it was also a bad Arsenal performance.
I agree.
Only player. I'm not gonna come crazy at the center backs because Arsenal was attacking the whole time. They didn't really have to do much. Yeah, Porto had their moments in the first half and here and there, but they didn't really have to do much. The main player that showed up, whether it was in midfield and attacking, was Rice. That's the only player that showed up.
Every game.
He showed up every
Every
game.
game.
Um, and yeah, if you don't start Jorginho next to him next game, you're cooked. You're
Yeah.
cooked. That's in my opinion. You're cooked. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you play up top because, in my opinion, Havertz, Jesus, Trossard, they're gonna do the same thing. They might score, they might not. There's just hope. Midfield is where you win games. Simple as that. Jorginho, always rated Jorginho, but obviously he's Arsenal now, so I'm gonna talk shit. But, but, but that's a class player. You play him in the right position, you play him in the right system, he will control games for you easily. We see that at Arsenal this season. And he's the perfect fit next to Rice because you got Odegaard doing all the creativity here and there. You got Rice sitting back, winning balls, pushing forward, but then you need someone to control the game and not let it get hectic how it did against Porto. You know, those final minutes, bro, that was just Arsenal crumbling, in my opinion.
Mess.
The reason it got to that point, Martinelli, all he had to do was do a simple pass. He tried doing a long ball, and that's how y'all lost the ball. All you had to do was either keep the 0-0 or at least
Yeah.
do simple passes, calm down. But when it comes to like, there's no control, no calmness in those situations. Players are just chaotic, and they lose focus, and don't know what to do. Um, so yeah, um, I'm not for as a hater. I want to say Portugal through, but
Say it. Say it loud.
Arsenal. I think Arsenal 2-0, 3-0.
Yes, sir.
But it all depends if you guys score early. In my opinion, you got like you said, you gotta score early because they're gonna do the same shit. They're gonna park the fucking bus again and hit you on the counter.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for the misses, Porto could have been at least 2-3-0 up
Oh,
in
I
this game
agree.
also.
I agree.
So
That was such a poor game. But
so
I
if
think I
Porto
think we
take the
needed that.
chances too.
Perhaps we needed that.
Yeah, I needed a humbling because you were like, we're gonna smack them, give me Bayern, give me Madrid, give me
It's
I'm
still
like,
that.
bro,
It's still give me Bayern. Give me Madrid. We smack
uh
these. We smack these twats. We're winning it. Whoever comes next, we're winning it. But yeah,
fucking
I'm
hell.
in general though. I think I'm just hoping for a better game. That was an atrocious game on both ends. Last game, so
Yeah.
unenjoyable.
Because Porto was attacking good, but they were defending real good. And then Arsenal was attacking shit. and
Yeah.
then didn't really do anything. Like it was such a boring game. I was falling asleep, bro.
Yeah.
It was bad. So,
But yeah, the way we've been playing, like
besides your starting lineup, who else do you rely on? Because I'm looking at your bench.
I like Trossard off the bench.
Yeah.
I like him when he comes off the bench. I as a starter, he's not the same. I think by then, uh, two players are training with the team now, both Thomas and Timber. So I think that'll be a little more security having them in the bench.
Hmm.
Um,
You want to throw Timber in the deep end already?
when they're fit and we need them, gear up, bro. You're going in.
All right.
I do
Uh,
agree. We don't have a lot of bench, but
Reese Nelson.
no,
Reese Nelson versus Bournemouth last season.
he's one of our own, but no. Uh,
Not even.
Smith Rowe, I will always believe in, but I think we need to do it with our starting lineup. Maybe Trossard or one of the other two players that I just mentioned can provide some support, but I think our starting lineup should be enough.
Yeah, because the only person that came off the bench was Jorginho, and I'm be honest, off the bench, him and Truss are the only ones that you can really rely on.
Yeah,
And Nketiah not gonna do nothing. Reese Nelson not gonna do nothing. No disrespect. Um, who else? Yeah, I mean, for besides your starting lineup, your bench isn't. No
yeah,
disrespect, but it's mediocre.
yeah. I agree. It's not the greatest to look at, but
So
hopefully it won't turn to that point.
I need Porto. Yeah, I need a yo. I need blood, sweat, and tears, bro. Do it for the blue, bro. Come on now.
Uh-uh.
Simple.
Uh-uh.
All
They
right,
gotta
yo.
go win.
Worst case scenario, you guys don't go through. What happens? What happens, bro?
We're
What
gonna go
happens?
through.
I like that way of thinking, but
I'm
we
not thinking
gotta
that scenario. We're gonna go
we
through.
gotta think realistic. We gotta think realistic
Yeah,
because
we're
that
gonna
that's
go
how it is
through.
in the Champions League. You can be confident. Barca's been up 3-0 in games and then lose the next game.
This ain't Barca though.
We're talking about Champions League, bro. Barca has Champions League history. You cannot talk about Arsenal
They
talking Champions League
Barca
history.
stole that Champions League from us. That was a robbery.
Says who? Says who?
The entire fucking world, bro. Who was it that got the red card? Fabregas? Fuck that game. That game, don't talk to me about Barca when they buy the refs. When they're broke. They're so broke, they're breaking up their partnership with Nike and making their own fucking uniforms. Don't talk to me about Barca.
That's smart though. That's
That,
smart. That's
that is a new level
no,
of
no, no,
broke.
no. It's a new low, but financially that's smart. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but if you need money, you need money, bro. I pay them with my Spotify, so yeah, I'm doing my part. I support my clubs.
But Arsenal going through 100%.
Yeah, it's
I
not
feel
good.
it. I feel it in my bunda, bro. I feel it in my coochie.
All right, you could have just said anything, but okay, that's how you feel. Go off. All right, that's the end of the Champions League. After the round 16, I think we'll do a bracket to see who we think is gonna make it to the final. Because right now there's still gonna be what's that shit called? Where they pick the teams. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the lottery?
Yeah, yeah, they still have to do that. Once quarterfinal, that's when we have a legit bracket. Who faces who in the next rounds and shit.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Right now, to end it off, we're gonna rank some center backs in the Premier League. Why only Premier League? Because we don't really watch other leagues like that, and a lot of people don't either. So sorry to any other league. Yeah, you have the list in front of you.
I got on the
Uh,
dome.
Okay, you have an adult. Okay, I'm gonna just say them out. So in case you forgot, Stones, Diaz, Saliba, Van Dyke, and Cuti Romero. Like I said, if you want to say honorable mentions, who you think deserves a shout at least, or who you think would be good in the future. I don't know, some shit like that. Go ahead, let off your chest.
Okay. First thing, you have Diaz and all right. Number one, Van Dyke. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He
I didn't expect that.
Van Dyke is experienced. He's solid. He scores. That brother, like having him, he walks into any team in the world. Honestly,
Yes.
um, so I'm gonna put him at number one. Uh, a close second this season, not overall. I think overall Van Dyke is just up there.
Mm-hmm.
Close second this season, and maybe this season Saliba. Um, at third, I'll put Diaz. No, Stones. After Stones, I'm not putting Diaz. I'm putting Gabriel. Arsenal's Gabriel. And at five, I'll probably put Diaz and take out Romero.
I had a feeling you were gonna do that. I don't know. I don't know why I'm acting shocked. I knew you were gonna do that.
And then honorable mentions, maybe I'll have Cher. I'll have who else would I have? I don't know. Not many honorable mentions. Maybe Thiago Silva for being a legend.
Okay. Okay.
But I think I'm set on my top five. Van Dijk is just Van Dijk. Saliba is absolute class. Stones, the way he can work as a defender and midfielder, the way he's been the past couple of seasons, completely solid. Gabriel doesn't get spoken about enough. He fits perfectly with Saliba. It is true that Saliba, you put any defender with Saliba, they'll work great with him. But Gabriel, in general, composed. He scores. He's a threat in the end of box.
Yeah.
Um, Strong as fuck. He's tall. He's a very complete center back. Um, and then Diaz is just Diaz. Same. Really complete. Um, Romero, the only reason why I'm leaving him out is the fact that he is reckless. I think that's a big thing for me with defenders. Like I don't like defenders that are just gonna go and clip somebody because then how often do we see Romero get a red card or a
What
yellow?
about Ramos? What do you think of Ramos then? Because you could say similar profile of
Same thing.
Pepe as
Same,
well.
I agree. I agree. But Ramos, how many Champions League did he win?
Romero got a World Cup
Ramos
as a
does
Spurs
too.
player. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm
The
just saying.
fuck?
I'm just saying. He earned his stripes. I'm just saying.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm staying with my list.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a bad list, and I'm not surprised you put Gabriel over Romero because let's be
Gabriel and
honest,
Saliba are.
it's not crazy to say Gabriel's top five either. I do think he's top five, but I just rate Romero more, and I'm just gonna say because in the back of my mind, I still think you take away Saliba, you'll see the old Gabriel again. No disrespect to Gabriel, good defender. He's at Arsenal and starting for a reason, and fighting for another league for a reason. But Romero has had bums with him at Spurs, and always still has been the best defender at Spurs, or still considered one of the best defenders in the league. I'm not gonna say he is the best, but he's he's respected in the league as one of the best defenders. Even in the world, he starts for Argentina for a reason as well. Won the World Cup, crucial in the World Cup as well.
Yeah,
But since I'm talking about Romero, I put him at five. Um, four, I'm putting Diaz, and then three, I'm putting Stones. In my opinion, Diaz is a better defender. Stones is a better all-around player.
yeah.
Put him at left back, put him at right back, put him at center back, put him at center mid, put him at CDM. He'll do a job. Put him in keeper, he could probably do a job. He could probably do a job on the wing. It's big ass. Um, Stones, he could be the best defender in the league. What's holding him back, I think, is injuries. That's the one thing holding him back. But when he does come back healthy, baller, baller. And the fact that certain people don't rate him that highly either. And I think he was one of the big reasons for City's treble last season as well. Him
Just
going
in
into
the
that.
final, man.
Oh, the final as well. Man of the
Just
match
that
performance
performance,
type.
ridiculous.
Whew, whew. Like you can't really see many center backs going into that six role, or even how the way he does it, because he's not technically a six. He's a center back, just joining the attack
But
as
if
well.
you put him at six, you would never say, "Oh, he's a center back." You would say, "Oh, he's a
Yeah,
six."
like
He's
there's a
that
very
player.
few center backs that could do that role, or number sixes that could play the center back role. Yeah, imagine who I can't see who I can't see Diaz playing as a number six, and that's no disrespect to Diaz. I just don't see him doing that, and that's not his game. But Stone just has more to his game overall. Like Diaz, put him at center back. That's him. That's where you're gonna see the best out of him. But Stone, put him anywhere. I feel like he could do a job. So, number two, Saliba. After Van Dyke, he will be number one in the league, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
And then
I
yeah, obviously
respect
Van
I
Dyke number
respect it.
one.
Van Dyke
Uh,
is if Van Dyke is Van
Whether
Dyke.
Van Dyke leaves, now that Klopp is leaving, would Van Dyke leave? That's a possibility. I think he has a year left on his contract after this season, so it's not crazy to say that he might leave soon, especially with his age. He's now what 32, I believe. So he might, you know, we might see a departure either next season or another 2 years. After that, Saliba is taking over the league as the best center back easily. Easily. How old is he?
Saliba
Yeah, he's like 21,
like
22, right?
22,
Yeah.
and Gabriel is like
Choke.
26 or like 27.
Yeah. He's been playing for quite a while. I know because he was at Lille. That's why I remember hearing about him.
Yeah,
Um, Honorable mentions. I mean, at least we agree on our list. Some sort. You want to throw Gabriel in, but I'm not
he
crazy.
deserves to
I'm
go in.
not, I'm not I'm not crazy about it because it's understandable. Um, Honorable mentions. I want to throw out Braithwaite from Everton.
Hmm.
I feel like he's gonna be a sick center back. Um, Vanderven at Spurs.
How
He
about
could be. People can saying that he's a better defender than Romero. I just think Romero has more experience. That's the only thing right now. Even though Romero's pretty young, I think he's like 24. He's still pretty young, but he's not as reckless. He's faster. That's the. But Vanderven is top center back. Disasi at Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea is bad, but Disasi this season, I think he's been our most consistent.
you
The
shameless motherfucker?
How's that shameless? No, no. How's that shameless? I'm just saying, like, I think he could be a top center back. I'm not saying that he's one of the best right now, but I'm saying from what I see and what I know, I didn't rate him at first. I'll be honest with you. When he joined, I'm like, bro, he's just another mother French center back from Ligue 1, and I didn't like him at first because he looked like he plays with Tim's on. But in recent performance, you saw the performance against Man City, man of the match performance, and like when he hasn't been consistent since that performance. I think he lost all his juice after that. He gave it all up for that game. Uh, but if he stays consistent and gets performances like that, it's not crazy to say that he could be a top center back in the league. Um, and who else am I missing? Nathan Ake. I think he's underrated at City. I think he's underrated. I think a lot of fans don't give him a lot of credit, even City fans. I don't keep up with much City fans, but you never hear a word from Kimo
Yeah.
saying, "Yo, Ake is insane," you know. So, like, but Ake, put him at left back, put him at center back, does a job. Another Chelsea boy, so I get that's my boy. And then this is another player I think will be a good center back when the time comes. He's still very young, only 20, 21 years old. Levi Colwell. I just see a lot of potential in him. That's all. I'm not saying He's better than so and so. I'm just saying, there's a lot of potential there. And we saw it at Bryant last season.
You
We see
really
it at
love your
times this
club.
season. Huh?
I admire how much you love your club and your
Oh
players.
yeah, bro. Because I see the potential. I'll tell you who's shit. I will tell you who's shit. But there's potential in players. You hear it every time. Oh, he has potential. He has potential. If he unlocks that, if we're able to unlock that potential, we'll have a star. But in the meantime, we don't know. But Levi Kobo, he gets a lot of stick because he gets cooked by wingers. I mean, you're playing him at left back. You're playing a tall center back at left back. If he's not good at left back, he's not good at left back. Simple. But he's been playing center back. Past few performances have been good, especially the same as Disasi against the City. You give me performances like that, it's not crazy to say that you'll be a top center back in the league. Simple. But yeah, that's it. The other players I want to shout out, but this I'm just be naming the whole league. There's no need to do all that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I was thinking also just like of players when they're fit, as an example. Like I
yeah,
shit on him a lot, but like Lisandro Martinez,
yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I forgot
he's
to put him
proper.
in there.
Um,
But we haven't seen much of him this season. I mean, from what we know, yeah, he's a top, but we've only seen one season of him. You know.
yeah, it's also
Um,
kind of hard. Like sometimes it's hard ranking them. It's hard not to think of them as pairs sometimes.
yeah,
Because like if we're thinking of a pair, all bias aside, Saliba and Gabriel are right at one,
they're up there,
and then
but
under like
it's not crazy to say that Stones and Diaz could be number one as well too.
look at goals conceded.
Oh, one person I forgot to
I
mention
forgot Konate.
Konate.
Oh,
Konate. We forgot Konate. All
I
right,
forgot Konate. Man.
underrated take. I think he could be better than Saliba. He could be better than Saliba. Underrated
End the
take.
podcast.
Underrated
End
take.
the podcast. And
We
don't
can end it right now, but
sell your
I'm saying it
microphone,
with my
sell your
chest.
headset, sell your entire equipment, man. This podcast is cooked.
Look. No disrespect to Saliba, like I said already. After Van Dijk is done with the prem, Saliba is running with it. But it's not crazy to say Konate can't either. It's not. He's a top center back,
He is a great center back, but I think
and there's that moments
Saliba is well clear
give me the
right now.
like a good debate or conversation. They could sway me to say Konate is better. They could. Because I see no wrong in his game either. I don't see any wrong in
Yeah,
his game
he is.
either.
He is very solid.
He's tall and solid, bro. Yo, motherfucker's a tank.
Hey,
Fucking hell.
you don't gotta fuck him though.
Look, fucking hell, bro. But anyways, all right. I think that's it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Talk for a bit. Good chats. Um, who plays in the? Is there any big games next week?
City Liverpool.
City, Liverpool, yes.
That's gonna be crucial for us winning the league.
Yeah, I played Brentford. I mean, that's an easy lick for ya. United, Everton. We might see another.
Don't we have
United,
when Spurs Villa next week as well?
yeah,
That one should be a good one.
That's gonna be a good game too because top
Top
four.
four.
So yeah, we got some good games next week.
Yeah, gonna be a good talk.
That's the end of the episode. If you made it this far, subscribe, like the video, comment down below. We're gonna catch y'all next week. Peace.